I met a gypsy.
How old are you now?
24.
Yeah, see, fuck, dude, you're still so young, man. Like, I forget.
Yeah.
Dude, you probably were like 17 when I met you. Fuck, maybe even younger.
Yeah, so probably like, I'm trying to think. I was like fully on the road basically like right after high school. Like I didn't go to college. I went, but I got really lucky with that whole deal. The whole shit is crazy, honestly. I went to high school, and at the time I was racing, like entering high school, I was racing, trying to go to Loretta's for C class, fucking didn't make it. And I was kind of getting over it. And at the same time, I was taking a video class at high school, and like the class was actually, it was really, really good. Like we learned everything. It was kind of college level stuff. So I was able to take advantage of that and do that for, I think, 3 years in high school, and learned just a lot, just directly right off that. And then just opportunities came. It was crazy. Like the whole Verb thing is wild. Just, I think, I mean, right now, honestly, if I never met Eric Shirk, that's it. None of this would have happened, straight up. So I have to, like, that's the one guy, like, give all thanks to, for real. Cause like, if I never met him and he gave me the opportunity to create a video, this was at my local track, by the way. They were, Verb was like on a tour, and the weekend before, their filmer, I think it was Ashton at the time, broke something.
Yeah.
So they brought in a filmer, and so they were kind of down a filmer, and I was just some kid in high school, like, oh man, you guys want a video? And I was just like, just trying to be out there, and got the yes, where normally at every race it's like, hey, sorry, but we're all good, we have everybody. So that right there, I just ran away with it and made something, and Wes was like, damn, that was actually pretty good, like, how old are you, blah blah blah. And then the following weekend they had their Verb Classic at MX207. Shout out Danny Steele, that track is bitching too.
Yeah.
And Wes was like, dude, if you want to come up, like, we can definitely use an extra hand. Like, we don't really have budget to give you. We'll get you gas money. And for me, I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. So I was working at a sandwich job at the time, a like shitty high school deli job. And I remember I was like, I brought down like my boss, and I was like, hey, I know I'm on schedule this weekend, but I have a huge opportunity right now to go up to Maine and film like this dirt bike race for this company, blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, all right, like either you go there or you stay here, but like, if you go there, you're not allowed to come back here. And I was like, peace. Like, fucking, I didn't even hesitate. And at the same time, my parents were all on board. I wasn't even old enough to drive myself across state borders at the time.
Really?
So my parents were like, oh yeah. And at the time, I mean, all of this too, is from my dad. My dad's like a crazy moto fan his whole life. So I've been influenced definitely by him. So for him, hearing that I had the opportunity to go film with Verb, he's like, dude, that's awesome. My mom was stoked, and they're like, well, we'll make a vacation out of it that weekend. We'll drop you off at the track and we'll go visit the area. And it was crazy. And then I was able to do Verb, and so on and so forth. It's shit's fucking crazy. I'm not like really I'm not religious, but I am kind of a believer in like spirituality and like just shit in general, with like life, everything happening for a reason. And it's fucking crazy, man. It really is.
Yeah, that I mean, in truth too, man, I feel like I owe my career to Wes as well. Like when I left Australia.
And Wes. Sorry, Shirky and Wes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of like, I guess Shirky's the guy, but then, Wes was the dude kind of running the shit. But yeah, to me, it was like I started filming, the Aussie stuff, and I just literally was like trying to copy Verb. It was like, all right, there's no Australian Verb, so that's the coolest thing in moto to me. So I'll just do that in Australia. And then I'd send on Facebook Messenger, I'd send shit to Wes and be like, hey man, like if you guys want to run this on Verb, then have at it. And then they started running some shit, and then I went there, and it, one thing led to another, and it was a fucking crazy machine, dude. Verb, like so many people that are killing it in this industry right now came through that, like Verb University.
Yeah. straight up. And like, and on top of that, like everything was for me influenced by Verb as well. Verb and everything, a little bit else I was able to see, but definitely Verb and all these videos. And yeah, and you probably know as well, working there, honestly, I think the first thing to do working in moto with Verb was probably the best thing to happen, because it is a fucking grind. Like Loretta's week or Minio's week, any of those weeks, dude, bro, you're sleeping fucking like 4 hours, not even. And you're filming, you've got shit to do, post, somebody's got to go to McDonald's to post this shit on YouTube and this and that. And it's fucking crazy. And then I think if you can, like, you know, work off of that, dude, you can kind of fucking do anything at that point.
Dude, I totally agree. Alex, I hope you're fucking listening. I got 2 Grommies that are working for me. Shout out to Ronan. He's been here a year. And I feel like he's done. I think he's through the hardest yards of his the start of his career, you know, like, because you're coming out of school and you're going straight into like gnarly shit. Like, we don't have the budgets, we don't have the, you know, like, we don't have the support. This ain't no. Like, if we don't kill it every single month, like, there's just not money for the next month. And, you know, to be young and to be thrown into like that environment. And dude, to this day, some of the hardest I've ever worked is at races with Wes. And, you know, we're going away this weekend to shoot the stuff with Jack. And it's like, it's going to be a pretty gnarly schedule this week. And I'm going to push the boys like in the same way that we got pushed when we were working with Verb, because dude, like, some of those shoots we were doing were fucking crazy. Like, we had so much content to post. We had, like, the internet was shit. The cameras we had to use, like, the computers were so slow. Like, the whole process to, you know, to make the kind of videos that, like, a Loretta's week or a Moto Spy or a, you know, you're doing Verb Platinums as well as doing Red Bull content. And it's just like, never fucking stops. It's like at some point for 24 hours a day, it feels like there's someone at a computer editing. And I mean, they're some of the favorite times of my life, honestly, dude. And I had like no money. I just had like a camera, a backpack, and we were just wherever the fuck we were filming, and that was life.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You know what? For me with Verb, I was kind of on the end of it at that area of Verb. So I was able to work with Wes on a certain shoots, and every time I was just stressing the fuck out. And I was just working my ass off just to make sure I was, you know, fucking impress Wes, you know? Yeah. And all that shit though is crazy. And then after that, I think if you were able to work in that environment, dude, you can do anything. And those guys, I feel like they definitely got a bunch they did during Loretta's week and everything before even I was like filming. I mean, it's crazy. They were putting out like, bro, you had moto recaps, a bunch of shit. And honestly, even MXPTV, Matt Wozni, he was a one-man team too. Like, that's fucking crazy. He was on his own out there with a camera, and he's fucking putting up battle recaps, crash recaps, fucking everything. And on top of that, he'll probably put a music edit at the end of the weekend. I'm like, bro, does this guy like sleep? Like, what the hell? It's crazy. Those days, it's crazy. And now too with Instagram, there's not, I feel like, the same amount as it's a different grind. It's a totally different grind. I think it's still a grind, definitely, with social media, and there's still client work as well. But dude, that shit back in the day, like, you can go on YouTube right now and go watch recaps from fucking 2010 motos of amateurs and probably find a bunch of shit.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.